Hello, welcome to the True Mark. We're about to talk about the supernatural powers, like supernaturally. Like a lot of people think outside of the box. I think
Mm-hmm.
easy enough to say.
Yeah.
Like personally, like I believe that Christ was born. Well, God first of all, and then he created Christ, and physically I never seen him.
Yeah.
You never actually seen him, but through the life years going past, they talked about it and it got created like God got Jesus and, the Old Testament to the New Testament. And then after the New, what's going to happen after that? I don't think anybody knows, but I mean, they say there's a pattern in the Bible that is going on today.
Yeah.
And I believe supernaturally, like you could go further. It's like it's like going to school. You get a little textbook. You study your textbook, but supernaturally, the outside of the box is the biggest textbook ever. Because I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you're believing something bigger than life itself,
Yeah.
and it's supernaturally. Because I mean, if it's you're only believing physical force,
Then you don't really get far.
you
Yeah.
can't. Yeah, it's a smaller level of like a textbook or like I
Mm-hmm.
mean taught by man, but I mean supernaturally is taught by God, and the unknown is the force of an energy of God, Christ, or and that's why like I was talking earlier about there's so many different religions out there is
Mm-hmm.
because everybody has their own belief and
Yeah.
supernaturally you could have further a further broader belief because you could think outside of your ways of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like if you were sick and you got really sick and then you started praying, you're really praying, nothing's happening, and then you pray some more and it's still nothing happening. But then you turn yourself to God and then you started really going to study more about you know what's going on in the world of God, and then you get this outer energy where you could think further,
Yeah.
and that's that.
Spirit.
Yeah, your spirit, and that's the outer power, the energy further beyond, and then having that stronger sense of connection takes you further, and then just a new beginning of a Christian or a believer, because when you could think further or your imagination or whatever you want to
Mm-hmm.
call it, like the imagination takes you to higher levels. Say
Mm-hmm.
1 out of 10, you're at a 10 when you're spiritually further connected. But I mean, oh, just a second here. The mic came apart. I don't know if it's working now, but anyways, it's the outer spirit, the outer, what do you want to call it again? What is it? I got thrown off my
Mm-hmm.
track of thought.
Outer like energies? Is that what you mean?
Well, when you have a belief system in place, you have, that something that you got that 1 to 10, that you got your steps to go up, climb
Mm-hmm.
faster. But I don't know, like I mean, it's a outer outer energy, I guess you want to call it. Because I mean, if you're just staying within yourself, you're only going to go. You're not going to get far.
Yeah. That's true.
You know, like if you could look outside of the box, look outside of your belief system, and look at some other people's belief systems, and maybe one thing could lead you to that further means of getting where you're wanting to go.
And I've noticed like most different beliefs, they all have like a connection. They have like that belief. They have like that to give your like.
Well, yeah, well, like I said, like every system's got a system of form, but some are just outdated. They're
Mm-hmm.
still in the old ways, but it's not bad. They're still growing, but to get faster, you
Mm-hmm.
need to have that that metaphors of thinking. It's like an inner spirit, and that's like the Holy Spirit they call it. It has an inner energy. So if you're just trying to pound your head and think, like even now, if you're trying to think of what you're going to try to say,
Mm-hmm.
it's drawing energy from you. So you're trying to put things together, you
Yeah, that's
know.
true.
But fluidly, if you take your chances and just go ahead and talk and watch. You always got to watch what you're doing and watch around you, because I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there's things out there that could take you to the next levels faster.
That's true.
You
That's why
know,
it's good to keep your mind open, your spirit awake.
yeah, and look at other churches, because I mean they got lots to offer.
Mm-hmm.
There's all kinds. Like I mean, you could say they're horrible people, but I mean they still got a lot of stuff, even because they're in the Old Testament, or they're gaining their self knowledge. But I mean, we could learn a lot from them.
Mm-hmm.
Like
That's
I mean,
true.
it's because we're on fast pace.
Yeah.
We're going too fast. So taper yourself back and a couple clocks back.
Mm-hmm.
Some notches back, so you could really kind of pick up more on other
Yeah, be
people.
more aware of what's going on around you and what other people are learning.
Yeah, because we're not perfect. By all means, we're steady, always learning.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have that thing, you know, outer spirit connections, like it means that you have more choices to pick,
Yeah.
more avenues to look at. But if you're stuck with the old ways, you're only stuck with maybe three. But is it bad? It's not
No,
bad.
it's
It's
still
just
there.
that you're slower. You're just
Yeah,
slower
because you're only
paced.
learning what's in that area that you're open to learning from. Whereas like if you're
Correct.
open to everything, then you learn
Yeah.
like everything.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't know. Like I mean, that's why they say in the Bible, it's good to read. I believe myself as living by the keys to heaven is like it's still a belief,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, once you got a belief system in place, you go outside of that area and look all around. You're not stuck just reading chapter for chapter for chapter, you know. And it's good. I'm not going to say it's not good to read. Go ahead and
Mm-hmm.
read, but if you don't feel that you have to have it, I don't think you have to have it,
Yeah, that's true.
because you already got a belief system. You're no
Mm-hmm.
different from any other religion. If you don't have a belief system, then you're in a little bit of trouble. But if you got a belief system in place and you could look outside of the box, the way you live, or the way you're not stuck and just living.
With a a system, you kind of like have an idea of what you're believing in. Whereas like if you're just reading, you're reading without like that belief in your heart. Like
Yeah, yeah. Like I mean, that's that. Yeah, for sure. That's a good one, because I mean it's stepping stones. Like I mean,
mm-hmm.
you take the first step. It's like the old saying: take one step to God, God takes 100 steps back. But if you got your spirit in place and you're growing, you get further steps. you know,
Mm-hmm.
and he comes back at you faster too. And then you could answer questions quicker
Yeah.
because you're more aware. You're like, you had a bunch of coffee, you got a wake up call, you know,
Mm-hmm.
got lots of energy. So when you come at you got answers for people, and you
Yeah.
got answers for yourself. Number one.
Yeah. That's a good part. Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of times when you're stuck, and when you get stuck, well, it's difficult too, right?
Because you don't really know how to like move forward when you're stuck. You're kind of like just stuck with what you know.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like you can't be more open minded to everything.
Yeah, so like I mean, like with Jesus and God and all this like talk about the aliens and stuff. And if the aliens were a form of God, like nobody knows, right? Like I mean, you know, like is it bad? I don't know, because I mean, it's like anything. If God created the aliens to be way before us, and
Mm-hmm.
then us come after that, and they have high technologies, and they're sharing their technology in some way or form to us to get us to become better people, better humans, you know, why fight them? Like, I
Yeah.
mean, and if a lot of people are out there are so scared of the aliens and
If they have your best interests at heart, then there's really nothing to be afraid of, though.
yeah, but not even that. Like, I mean, if they were gonna do something, they would have done it years and years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like I don't know. Like, I mean, I that's why I say there's everything's comes as a you know, as a purpose and as a reason. Everything has reasons for it, but uh, but a belief system's a very important one because once you get into a belief system, you can live a more fulfilling life. You could just be better for your friends, your enemies, your
For yourself. Mm-hmm.
more. Yeah, yourself is the most important thing because
Mm-hmm.
you could care more about yourself and addictions and stuff will all fall off. Like I mean, the majority of people that fall into addictions is because they're lonely, scared. They realize they don't have anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if they have a belief system in place, they're no different from anybody.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they could grow rich and money or anything. Like I mean,
Mm-hmm.
just self being, they'll become that
Yeah.
much better of a person. So I don't know. Like I mean, I look at this like you know the true mark for an example. Like for how did it happen? You know, it became from a just from one day all of a sudden I
Mm-hmm.
got led into it. And is it bad? Well, for me, it did me good.
Yeah.
You know, it gave me a system to believe in, and it's an easy system. Like I mean, easier. It's not like a complicated thing. Like I mean, you just listen to a video or read it from you know John 1 to 7 on one day, 7 to 14 another day, and then 14 to 21. And then you do it 6 days, and the seventh day you take a break, and then you continue that like a lifetime thing, and
Mm-hmm.
it feeds the inner energies within you. And then after that, if you decide you want to do something different, as me as a person, uh, I became more caring, more in reality, better person because of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because I have a belief system in place. And I want better things out there for myself, my surroundings. Am I stuck in some areas where, you know, people are still horrible? Definitely. So, but I mean, I could deal with it a lot easier and better. And then when I get
Mm-hmm.
angry, I get over it quicker because I do have a belief system in place.
Yeah.
But if I didn't have a belief system in place, I'd be mad all the time.
Yeah,
Because I
that's
mean,
true.
there's so many things around us, and even the stupid stuff that we do as people, you can't get over it that much quicker if you don't have something in place as you believe in.
Yeah. No, that's definitely true.
So, but like I was saying before, like the outer power, it means like if you have a belief system in place, you could really kind of look at the outer energy, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like more like it's like people like when they meditate, like I mean they don't even go to church, they don't believe in nothing, but they do meditate and it works because they go into a deep thought and relaxation.
Mm-hmm.
I believe when you got a system in place, it clears your health. Like even heart attacks, strokes, all come because of fat foods, a lot of negative energies, doing crazy things.
Mm-hmm.
So the next thing you do, you worry, you got blockages, or you're sitting around, you're not moving. So you got health reasons. But if you have a good spirit within you, you walk a little further. You could look at different things. What could save your life
Yeah,
in human form? Better.
definitely.
And you get to pick better choices. Like even in workplaces, you'll look at your health more quicker. Like, because I mean, you're
Mm-hmm.
more alert. You're
Yeah.
But if you don't have that inner spirit, you won't look at stuff more serious. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So like there's so many things a person could talk about, but I mean the whole idea is to try to center what you're talking about and this outer spirit stuff, and the inner spirit of yourself. It has to come from somewhere. But if you, like I
Mm-hmm.
said, if you don't believe in something, where are you gonna get it from?
Exactly, yeah.
You have to create something to believe
You'll
in.
have like that blockage of not like knowing what's on the outside.
It's like a heart attack coming. If you don't get something to fix that blockage, same thing. It's within your spirit, within yourself. If you don't have a belief system in place, you got nothing. You're living day to day, struggling day to day. But if you have that
Mm-hmm.
inner spirit, inner energy, you could come faster outside of your
And
circles.
you look forward to the days more because you have a reason to
Yeah,
like.
and it's a healthy reason.
Mm-hmm.
You're so much healthier because now you're looking at yourself more. You're looking at your surroundings more. You want to have you know better choices. So like it's growing. Everything's a growing thing. Like as soon as you're born in this world,
You start growing. Yeah.
you're growing. So if your system has a system within a young system and they get older and older, they'll be so much advanced in everyday life,
Mm-hmm.
right? So till next time.